So I could sit and surmise all day about what may or may not have happened at the Edgewater Hotel over its illustrious career, but I think the proper way to do it is to sit with the general manager, Bob, who now works here at the Edgewater Hotel for the second time. This isn't your first go
I'm
round.
a repeat. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
So you worked here back in the 80s and you worked the front desk.
I did actually, and back in the 80s when I worked at the front desk, I had the opportunity of checking in the bands that were here for Bumper Shoot back in that day, and some of the notable ones were Eurythmics, Spinal Tap was here, a couple of others that I can't remember right off the top of my head at that long of a duration. But anyway, yeah, it was a real special time.
Did you keep it very professional, like super like front desk clerk, or were you kind of like a fanboy at a certain point where you got any autographs or anything like that?
You know, I wasn't a fanboy at the front desk. However, I will say that they gave me tickets to the concert, and there was nothing better than watching Dave Stewart and Annie Lennox up on the stage and their backup singers and everything. It was just really cool to be at Bumper Shoot back then.
And I know, as a music fan and a historian myself, in loving Seattle and the sound here, that the Beatles and Led Zeppelin have very distinct stories when it comes to the Edgewater Hotel. There's a famous picture of the Beatles fishing from out of a hotel room in 1964 during their first world tour. And so were they actually able to fish directly outside of the room?
They were. We actually, back in the day, it was the Edgewater Inn, and the tagline was "Fish from your window."
Okay.
But one of the best stories is actually Frank Zappa.
Okay.
When he was here, the story goes that he actually fished from his window, caught a mud shark, filled the tub with water, put the mud shark in it, and then sat back and wrote the song "Mud Shark, Mud Shark." And if you look that up, in the lyrics of "Mud Shark, Mud Shark" is the Edgewater Inn.
Okay. All right. I like that because I was trying to figure out what exactly happened here because there's been some discrepancies about who caught the mud shark, and Led Zeppelin were involved in some capacity, but then they got banned here for throwing throwing the TVs out the hotel room window.
Yeah, let's say they've been banned for a couple of reasons. In fact, I believe they've been banned twice, but we still have some of them come back as regulars at this point in time.
Yeah.
After the first banning, they talked their way back in. I think they got banned again, and now as individuals, they come and spend time with us.
Yeah,
Still.
you can't quite kick the lead all the way out.
No, not that band.
True rock and roll fashion, I implore anyone to stay here. The legacy and the legends live on. I'd like to make some memories, so can I go throw a TV out of the Beatles suite?
You can, but you know, back in the day when Led Zeppelin did that, we actually had a little card like your minibar card, and it told you how much it was going to cost if you did that. And upon checkout, the story goes that the tour manager for Led Zeppelin had that card in front of him. He says, "Yep, they had 4 TVs, we had a couple of beds, and they put down cash to pay for what they had thrown out the window, right?" And then he handed another $200 and told the front desk clerk, not me, told the front desk clerk, "Why don't you go buy yourself one of those TVs too?"
Okay, well, I don't think my budget is quite that big for this production, but maybe next time we'll work towards that. Bob, thank you so much for sitting and chatting with me. Yeah, appreciate it.